Hi, I'm Howard Lee, a Malaysian Member of Parliament and the Deputy President of Malaysia's chapter of the Asian Forum of Parliamentarians on Population and Development, or AFPPD. I just had the honour of participating in the International Conference on Population and Development, or ICPD 30, held here in Dhaka, Bangladesh. This event, attended by prestigious experts, academics, UN officials and representatives of INGO, CSO, think tanks and activists, was both inspiring and frustrating. Now, hear me out. It was inspiring because it showcased the collective dedication and intellectual prowess of so many individuals and organizations committed to addressing critical issues such as population growth, fertility rates, climate change, and rights-based interventions for all of these issues. Now, it was a testament to the collaborative spirit and shared vision and drive our global efforts towards sustainable development and equitable population development. However, it was also frustrating, much like many other international events, due to the noticeable absence of actual stakeholders, the real people, who are directly affected by these issues and whose lives are most impacted by the solutions we seek to implement. Their voices, their experience, and their insights are crucial to the development of effective and sustainable strategies, yet they were, for obvious reasons, largely missing from the discussions. I understand, but I also firmly believe that solutions to complex problems must be informed by a combination of macro and meso trends observed by national governments and multilateral organizations and agencies, analyzed and verified by academia and CSOs. However, the ultimate design and implementation of these solutions must involve the local champions and beneficiaries. The co-design, co-creation, and co-production approach ensures that interventions are grounded in the realities and limitations of those they aim to help. Elected representatives and community leaders like myself, MPs, play a pivotal role in this process, with the highest degree of respect and absolute insistence that the weight of involvement of CSOs and NGOs must be strengthened and not reduced in any way, shape or form, as invaluable players in project implementation, as, local level, smaller, less well-funded NGOs, due to systemic and structural issues and fiscal issues, can be output-driven rather than outcome-driven and may have a limited stakeholder reach, confined to the specific areas of policy interest and activism. And that too, I understand. But in contrast, MPs like myself are mandated to represent and take care of all individuals within their constituency, whether they voted for him or her or not. We have direct access to comprehensive information and data from authorities and government functions, as well as the social and political locus to mobilize, to source, to design, and to produce impactful projects. Now, this makes MPs effective conduits for achieving real demographic diversity and inclusive development. Now, given this context, I suggest respectably that the UNFPA, alongside its existing cooperation with state actors, NGOs, should directly engage with MPs. Using Malaysia as an example, an open invitation could be extended to all 222 MPs to facilitate an open tender for projects aimed at addressing specific issues such as aged community loneliness and mobilizing for climate change. These projects would be co-designed, co-created and co-produced by local champions in collaboration with the offices of members of parliament, bypassing the government and without mandating the delivery partners to be NGOs or official organizations. Out of those bid, 10% or 22 MPs whose proposals best fulfill the brief and demonstrate potential to achieve the project goals would be allocated funding and resources to implement their interventions, their jointly designed interventions, monitored by UNFPA and their officers themselves, and the government perhaps. Such an approach would not only ensure that projects are closely aligned with local needs and local limitations and contexts, but also foster greater accountability and ownership amongst local communities. Now, it would leverage and use the unique position of MPs to bring together diverse stakeholders, mobilize resources, and drive sustainable change at the grassroots level. Moreover, future ICPDs, I suggest, should consider inviting and highlighting the contributions of real people on the ground who have successfully delivered changes in their local contexts. These individuals who are neither experts nor representatives of large organizations, but have made tangible, meaningful impacts in their communities, can provide valuable insights and demonstrate that global actions need not only local solutions, but also local actions and champions. On behalf of my fellow MPs who were invited and attended last couple of days, especially those who are not ministers or members of executives in their respective countries, I express our willingness and eagerness to participate in discussions and contribute further to the entire value chain of strategy and solutions design for these global challenges. Much like embassies serve as instruments of state and government, and consulates are instruments of the citizens, government officials and governments and ministers are instruments of state with the power and resources crucial to global cause. However, we elected representatives, as instruments of the people and population, are mandated to represent and directly work for the people. And they can, and we can, and should be the voice and conduit to reach those who are voiceless and unorganized. Now, we politicians are often perceived as creatures of politics, but we can also be vessels of unheard voices, conduits of communications, movers of mass mobilizations, and agents of action. By engaging MPs more directly and extensively, UNFPA can tap into this potential and enhance the effectiveness and inclusiveness of its initiatives. Now, in conclusion, I extend my most heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the UNFPA for inviting my participation in ICPD 30. The conference provided a valuable platform for exchanging ideas and forging new partnerships. On behalf of AFPPD, Malaysia and the Malaysian people, I look forward to meaningful cooperations with UNFPA to achieve our shared global goals through both local solutions and local actions. Together, let us strive to create a world where every individual can thrive, young and old, where solutions and inclusive and sustainable actions, where the voices of all stakeholders are heard, valued, and implemented.